All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Houston Texans. Jacksonville will be kicking off. Number 15, back to return. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. On 1st and 10, Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Watson off play action. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Out of the gun, Watson. Catch here, left side, Thomas. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. Well, and you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. Thomas has got it. Complete. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Watson looks to throw again. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off of play action, it's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. DJ Hayden right there on the coverage.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Richmond.
To the air yet again, Watson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Yannick Ngakoue with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. On 4th down, here's the veteran Shane Leckler to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
Green 80.
Here's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. And they'll get him down up past the 15. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Hey, spread right.
Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
Lucy. You got 4. Green 80. Check 83, ball's going in.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he powers his way up past the 30. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Tight end left. Hey, Green 80. 11B. Mike 39, Lucy. Kill.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Hey, we got 3 down.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
Come back, come back. 44's the mic.
Now a first carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
That's a very nice game there. Confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Richmond. Hey, 280.
On 1st down, Watson. Past the 20. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Fournette on the counter. And he's got some space here. He's got daylight. 20, 10, touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from taking the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. And here comes the Texans now. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, here's Watson. Pass incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there, Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
4 down, even.
Come back, come back.
Throwing again is Watson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2.
Tiger.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
Fielded just inside the 20. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10.
Green 80. Green 80. I'll go. Green 80.
Now Bortles. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Watch tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Set. Green 80.
Watch the safety creep.
Green is set.
From the gun, it's Bortles. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. And this time he goes airborne. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Short throw pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Lucy.
4 down. Check.
Green 80.
372.
Green 80.
Now Bortles. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it's a 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Green 80. Green 80. Hey, let's go. Trips left. So right.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Hey, 5-0.
Hey, 4-1's Mike. 4-1's Mike.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball. Hey, spread left. Lucy.
Mike 41.
Bortles now on 1st down.
Watch the run.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6.
5-0.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Lucy.
We got 4.
Check. Green 80.
40 wants the mic.
Bortles now to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 15. They start out with a run from Irvin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey, we got 4.
Tiger.
Bo's the mic. Mike's Bo.
Watson hands this to Foreman. There for the tackle, Blair Brown.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Richmond. Down. Green, the line. Green, the line.
44's Mike. Check.
Come back.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Tight end left. 3 down.
Come back.
50's the mic.
Tiger.
Here we go.
Watson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating.
Hold it.
Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, but pushed it past the 50-yard line so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas. All right. Woo! Let's get it. Pick the edge. Go. Check 24. Check.
Sunday.
Here's a give to Fournette, and he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And he floated one out there incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Watson throwing again. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Richmond.
A shotgun snap for Watson. He can run for it, and he will. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Texans scoop it, and they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. On first down, Irvin. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Watson, off play action. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former All-Pro Marcel Darius breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Reset. Tiger.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And it'll be 4th down. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Fairbairn able to put this one through. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Oh, good move. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
11B, 11B.
Strong right, strong right.
372. Green 80. Green is it.
On first down, Bortles. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
5-0.
Move. 4 down, 4 down. Check, check.
I'll go. Lucy. Green is it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Hey, spread left. Green is it.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And some room to roam now. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Well, I'd have to say in that situation, they're lined up for a running play. It's only 3rd and 2. Some element of the pass, but that was really well blocked.
Probably call those gravy plays, right, if you're the offensive coordinator?
No doubt about it. All you're trying to do is get the 2 yards necessary for a first down. Then you look up, you got a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, they did. They got a lot more than that, indeed. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Omaha. Green 80. Green is it.
The pitch to Fournette. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11.
Check 31, check.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Escaping the pressure right. This is Yeldon on the dump off. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And Lambo will put this one through, and that lead is back down to 9 now. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Tiger.
Tight is right.
Come back.
Here's Watson now on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
But you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Come back. Down. Black 22. Come back.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And we'll see what he can do on the return. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Omaha. Green is it.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. Flush to his right. And he fires one incomplete. TJ Yeldon, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up third down.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Throw left. Green is it.
On third and long, it's Bortles. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Hey, we got
Bortles going to run the draw with Fournette. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Green 80.
Bortles now on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, first and 10 at the 34.
Hey. 4 down.
They'll start the drive with a give to Foreman. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40.
Black
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Everyone's got 4 down.
Check. Black 22. Black 22.
Check.
Come back.
I want that. Give me
A carry for Foreman, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
83's me. Check, bunt set. Check, bunt set. Play it.
Now Watson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. To throw on 2nd is Watson. And that'll be incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
The Texans on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Target.
Watson now, operating from the gun. Steps away to his left. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Here's Shane Leckler now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A 14-yard 1st down pickup for the Jaguars.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Bortles completes it to Lee. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, a 22.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Spread left.
They'll go with a big bank Fournette. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Here we go. Hey, spread right, spread right, spread right, spread right, smack.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. And an alley to run. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are back within a score. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is down to 2. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Look at the spin. Oh, now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it.
When you kick off and you go downfield and get the ball back, that's what I call a great opportunity.
In a 1-score game, I always circle, and you know this, but in my play-by-play sheet, I circle big plays. It could be turning points. This could be a turning point.
Did you put a second circle around this one? This
I put
is
a
pretty
star.
big.
I put a star.
380.
Here's Bortles to throw. The open man is Westbrook. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually...
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead is up to 5. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, here's Watson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Take 4.
Tiger.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Green 80. Green is
A handoff to Fournette. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And now the Texans want to call another timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Lucy. Green 80.
5 down. Stand up in.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 8. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what
I think that factored in.
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Richmond.
He'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Huge first down, gotta hurry.
Yeah, now they have to get up there, get set, and then spike it.
Dumps it off for Irvin, and he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain, and it's second down. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line. Back to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure, and if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
This third down just got even more difficult. 3rd down and 15 after the false start. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Texans on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
So another big shot dodged there defensively. Now they're just one more incompletion away from salting away this victory. And I know this feeling. They're almost giddy, but they have to stay focused and locked in. They can make one big mistake and throw it all away.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Richmond. Come back.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Now one more shot at it. Obviously, again, they've got to go for the end zone.
Well, we've seen it happen before. How about Aaron Rodgers throughout his career? He seems to pull it off about every other week. But if I'm the defense, I'm rushing the quarterback and making him move away from his throwing arm. That makes it a little bit tougher to get it downfield.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. One last throw here for Watson. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the fourth quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for Jacksonville, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Texans, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.